Out of the car.
7 back in service, 1828.
Get out of the car. Then get out. No, then get out.
Get out of the car.
Get out of the car.
Get out of the car.
So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things. Realize something needs change.
This video was intended to inform and educate the public.
Welcome once again to another episode, another video by the Junkyard News. Thanks for tuning in. In this video, we have an update to an officer-involved shooting that transpired last year. A police officer accused of shooting a pregnant woman in Ohio has now been charged by a grand jury with her murder. Some of you may remember the video I did last year in the shooting of Takaya Young. And don't forget, she was also around 25 weeks pregnant at the time of her passing last August. On Tuesday, a grand jury in the city of Columbus found sufficient evidence to file charges against Blendon Township police officer Connor Grubb for murder, involuntary manslaughter, as well as assault. Shortly after the indictment, Grubb turned himself in for processing. Body cam video of the fatal encounter released last year showed police attempting to stop Miss Young from driving away so they could question her about an alleged shoplifting incident. Miss Young appeared to slowly drive towards the officer who had positioned himself in front of her car as another officer was at her door asking her to step out. As Miss Young moved the vehicle at a slow pace, the officer fired one round, striking Miss Young in the chest. The local chapter of the Fraternal Order of Police labor union on Tuesday slammed the indictment as politically motivated.
Hey, stop. Hey, out of the car. 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 They said you stole stuff, do not leave. Get out of the car. Then get out. No, then get out. Get out of the car. Get out of the car!
The Blendon Township Police Chief stated in a video statement that it was immediately beginning a disciplinary process where it would review the facts and then decide the best course of action against the officer, and they were not going to pass any judgment on whether Officer Grubb acted properly. He is quoted as saying, "We haven't seen all the evidence yet." The body camera footage that was released last year shows the two officers speaking with Miss Young for about 1 minute before the shot is fired. It took 355 days before Officer Grubb's name was shared publicly. He's charged again with 4 counts of murder, 4 counts of felonious assault, and 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter. I'm sure I'm not the only one that thinks that there is a mentality out there among police where you could shoot first and ask questions later. And historically, they've gotten away with it. What do you think the end result of this trial is going to be? Do you think this officer is going to get a pass? Do you think he's going to be found guilty of lesser charges? Do you think he'll take a plea deal? Comment what you think below. Thank you again for watching this episode of the Junkyard News. Be careful, people, or the next video we play on our channel, it could be you in the next one.
The death of 21-year-old Takaya Young making national headlines as she was shot quickly after officers learned she allegedly shoplifted from the store. Officer Connor Grubb turned himself in after being indicted on murder, felonious assault, and involuntary manslaughter charges. This is the first time in 355 days his name is being publicly shared. Body cam showing the other officer ordering Young out of her car while Grubb stood in front of it. Young asked them if they were going to shoot her. She then begins driving the car toward Grubb, who then fires a single bullet through her windshield, hitting her in the chest. Police give her medical attention, but she later died, and her unborn child does not survive.
The case was handled by the Montgomery County Prosecutor's Office, which issued a statement. While it is concerning that an officer sworn to uphold the law has been indicted for homicide charges, no one is above the law.
He put himself in harm's way. He shot her in the heart and killed her.
Let's talk about the fact that Connor Grubb pulled his gun out to begin with. You know, because when he pulled that gun out, you know, when I say comply or die, that's what that looks like.